Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the bandana. This is going to be a really special episode because I decided that I wanted to tell you about my story and my experience with taking a DNA test for the first time. Before I cue the intro music, I did want to preface this episode by saying that this DNA test that I'm about to explain to you is just ancestry. It's not for health predispositions, although I do hope to do that later on in life. It's not what I have taken already, so just know that I'm talking about ancestry only. Okay, cue the intro music. I guess I should start from the beginning. So, I was adopted in China in 2002, and I was only 1 year old. I had just turned 1 year old. So, I was brought here to the US by my adoptive parents, and I've been in Houston, Texas ever since. And because I am an adopted child, I have no knowledge of my ancestry or of any biological family members, including my biological mother and father. And of course, as one adopted child does, they wonder about their ancestry and their family. I feel like this is a pretty common story as far as people who want to get a DNA test done goes, but I think it's still an important part of my story. I don't know. It's important. Very briefly, before I get into the actual DNA test story, growing up, it was always such an interesting experience going to the pediatrician and my pediatric dentist, all of those things, and having to tell them that I was adopted from China and that I had no knowledge of my health or my family health history. And of course, I still don't know that, but yeah, it's interesting having to struggle with that. I don't know if other people would say it's a struggle, but for me, it's always a struggle because I'm so curious and I do want to know what my health predispositions are, especially being someone who is studying health sciences for her future career. Let's fast forward all the way up to now. I am now a 21-year-old. I have gone 20 years without knowing any of my biological background, including my ancestry. And for my 21st birthday, I asked for a DNA test kit. It didn't matter what company it was from, I just wanted a DNA test kit. And as I got older and I got my first boyfriend, who is still my boyfriend to this day, and he's amazing, I told him about those aspirations for me, and thank him, I he made them come true. And he got me an ancestry test kit from 23andMe, and it was amazing. I didn't cry when I opened the test, but I definitely was shocked and just in awe that it was finally happening, because this is something that I've been awaiting for my entire life. You guys probably know how the DNA test works. You spit in a tube and mail it back to the lab so they can run it through and pull whatever from wherever. I know there are scientific terms for everything, but of course I do not know them off the top of my head. So if you really do want to look into it, just search how DNA testing works. But yeah, I think only maybe 3 weeks later I got my results, which was faster than I thought, because I always heard that it took like 6 to 8 weeks, and it did not take 6 to 8 weeks, thank goodness, because I was very impatient. I got the email that my results were in, and I was so ardent about having my boyfriend be with me when I opened those results. So I waited until that weekend so he could come visit me in Arlington. By the way, my birthday's in March, so it was during the school year. And I was in Arlington, and my boyfriend goes to UT Dallas, so he is just a few miles away. um, so yeah, he came to visit me in Arlington for the day so he could spend the day with me at the UTA Family Day. And that's when I opened my results. In addition to my boyfriend being there, my sister was also in town visiting me for the same reason. She was there for family day, and that morning she met up with me and my boyfriend, and we looked at my test results together, and it was such a special moment. I opened my test results, and it said that I am 100% Chinese. I'm sure that sounds crazy to a lot of you, but it also gives me a breakdown of where exactly in China my ancestors are from because not Chinese, China has such a rich and long history. So my test says that I am 74% Chinese, 20, what was that? 25% Chinese Dai or Thai. I don't know how it's pronounced, but it's spelled DAI, and 1% broadly Southeast Chinese. Or I mean Southeast Asian. 1% broadly Southeast Asian. I'm both surprised and not surprised by these results because okay, let me do one part at a time. I was not surprised by these results because I do have pretty tan skin for a Chinese person. So I kind of expected that I would be mixed at least, or at least be like of somewhere near the equator. And I guess southern China is close enough to the equator that it gave me the tan complexion that I do have. Well, I guess that kind of answers both of them. I'm surprised because I thought I was mixed, but I'm also not surprised because I'm so tan. So, yeah, that's that. And then another part of this DNA test was it was able to locate your family members, and it did not locate my biological mother or father. It also did not really locate anything closer than a second cousin. Like, I think the closest relatives that they were able to detect were like third cousins and onward. So, no one too close, but I did message a few of them, and I did end up following one on Instagram, so that's really cool. Kylie, if you're listening to this, what up? Um, yeah, I'm not sure what else to tell you. Also, okay, so in this DNA test, you also get a few health characteristics based on other people that have taken this 23andMe test, and it gives you this breakdown of your physical traits. And this is another thing that was really surprising to me. It said that I have naturally wavy hair, and it makes so much sense now. I always hated getting haircuts, not because I thought it looked bad or that I hated having short hair. If anything, I love having short hair. I love the lower maintenance that it requires, and I love that it requires less product when you're showering, all of that jazz. But I hate getting haircuts because whenever I get my hair cut, my hair never stays pin straight. It always makes this little curl at the end of my hair, and it looks really juvenile, in my opinion. Other people may think it's cute, but I think it looks really juvenile, and I don't like it. I don't like it. So, when I saw that my DNA test told me that I do have wavy hair, it made so much sense. Because, in addition to the hair cutting thing, whenever I blow dry my hair, it starts out straight, but then if it's rather humid in Houston, which is a lot of the time, it does tend to frizz out or wave out just a little. It's not too wavy, but it's definitely not straight. Actually, yeah, let me quickly pull up my DNA test results and give you some of the interesting things that it told me I had. I I'm recording this without looking at my results, so I don't really remember off the top of my head what all it told me, but I can quickly look. Okay, I just took a minute to look at my DNA test results again, and one kind of funny one that I just saw was that it said I'm more likely to have flat feet. And I wouldn't say they're flat, but my feet are definitely wide. Like when I go shoe shopping, I have to get a wide size, so I guess they're getting close to flat feet. It also says that I am more likely to have asparagus odor detection and cilantro taste aversion. It also says that I have dark brown eyes. I definitely have dark brown eyes. Um, yeah, I have black hair. It also says that I'm likely to be afraid of heights and public speaking. Yeah, those are the only interesting ones that I can remember because I just quickly pulled them up on my phone, scanned through them, and now I'm back here. But if you want me to go into detail about what my results said, then I guess just shoot me a message and I can get another episode out for you. Oh my god, as I'm recording this, there is a huge insect on the screen of my bedroom window, and it is terrifying. It's rubbing its legs together. I'm not sure what insect it is, but it's huge. Yes, I think that should be the theme for this episode. This episode's theme is the gift of life. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna end it here. Thank you for tuning in for such a special episode. I hope you really enjoyed listening to me talk about my ancestry. I really enjoyed it and I thought it was such a special episode, and I'm glad I could tag y'all along. Okay, English. I'm glad y'all could tag along for this episode. I will see you next week. I hope you're staying safe and get boosted if you can. And I will see you next week. Bye.